We live in a world that glorifies strength, success, hustle, and perseverance. From social media feeds filled with curated perfection to the motivational mantras that urge us to keep pushing, we're conditioned to believe that breakdowns are signs of failure, weakness, or something to be ashamed of. But what if that's not true? What if a breakdown isn't the end, but the beginning of something much deeper, more powerful, and ultimately transformative? In this video, we're going to explore the importance of a breakdown. We'll look at why breakdowns happen, what they mean on a psychological and emotional level, and how they can serve as a profound gateway to self-awareness, healing, and true personal growth. Whether you're going through a mental, emotional, spiritual, or even physical breakdown, this message is for you. Because here's the truth: a breakdown is often the body and mind's final way of getting our attention when we've ignored every other signal. It's not a curse, it's a call, and when we learn to listen to that call, instead of suppressing or bypassing it, we open ourselves up to real transformation. Understanding what a breakdown really is. Let's start by redefining what we mean by a breakdown. Most people associate the word with a collapse, emotionally, mentally, physically. It's a state where things feel like they've fallen apart. You might feel overwhelmed, anxious, depressed, lost, disconnected, or completely exhausted. But at its core, a breakdown is a system overload. It happens when you've been carrying too much for too long. When your inner world has been trying to alert you to something, maybe trauma, stress, misalignment, or unhealed wounds, and you haven't been able or willing to slow down and pay attention. So the system crashes. And that crash, painful and confusing as it is actually a built-in mechanism of healing. It's a reset. A shutdown of old patterns, beliefs, roles, and illusions that no longer serve you. A clearing away of the noise so that the truth can finally be heard. It's important to recognize that a breakdown isn't a malfunction. It's often the first sign that your true self is waking up. The self that's been buried beneath expectations, responsibilities, societal programming, and unresolved emotional pain. Why breakdowns are necessary. 1. They reveal what's been hidden. Breakdowns force you to confront what you've been avoiding. Whether it's suppressed trauma, burnout from overworking, a relationship that's no longer healthy, or simply a life path that doesn't feel aligned, a breakdown brings it all to the surface. 2. They break the illusion of control. Many of us walk through life trying to control everything: our image, our emotions, our future. A breakdown shatters that illusion, and in doing so, it creates space for something more authentic to emerge: surrender, trust, and humility. 3. They interrupt the cycle. Sometimes we're stuck in cycles that feel comfortable but are actually harmful. Patterns of self-neglect, people-pleasing, overworking, or emotional repression. A breakdown disrupts that pattern. It shakes the foundation so a new one can be built. 4. They invite help and connection. In our darkest moments, we often reach out, perhaps for the first time. We admit we can't do it alone. That vulnerability can lead to deeper relationships, therapy, support systems, and the realization that asking for help is not weakness, but strength. 5. They lead to breakthroughs. This might sound cliché, but it's true. Breakdowns often precede breakthroughs. Not always right away. Sometimes the in-between space is long and messy. But on the other side of surrender and healing is clarity, purpose, and a stronger connection to your true self. The emotional landscape of a breakdown. Experiencing a breakdown can be terrifying. It can feel like losing your sense of self. Crying for no reason. Feeling like nothing makes sense anymore. Emotions may swing wildly, or you might feel completely numb. This is normal. What's happening is that your body and mind are recalibrating. Your nervous system is trying to find safety. Your soul is trying to speak. And all of this can feel overwhelming when you're used to suppressing emotions or staying in control. During a breakdown, it's vital to remind yourself that these feelings are not permanent. They are messengers. Each tear, each wave of anxiety, each moment of despair is asking you to pause, to feel, to heal. Breakdowns and the nervous system. From a physiological perspective, breakdowns often involve the nervous system becoming dysregulated. When we're under constant stress or emotional strain, we live in a fight or flight state. Eventually, the system shuts down, sometimes into freeze, collapse, or burnout. Learning to regulate the nervous system through breathwork, grounding techniques, mindfulness, and rest can help ease the process of moving through a breakdown. But more importantly, it helps us listen. Because when we're regulated, we can respond instead of react. We can hear our intuition. We can process emotions instead of being drowned by them. How to move through a breakdown. 1. Allow it. This might be the hardest part. Let yourself break. Cry, scream, sleep, be still. Stop trying to fix it right away. Your system needs to release what it's held in for too long. 2. Get support. Talk to someone you trust. A therapist, friend, support group. You don't have to do this alone. Just speaking your truth can be incredibly healing. 3. Slow down. Breakdowns are often the result of moving too fast for too long. Give yourself permission to pause. Take time off. Cancel commitments. Be with yourself. 4. Be gentle. This is a time for radical self-compassion. Speak to yourself like you would a child or a loved one in pain. There's no need for judgment, only kindness. 5. Listen within. What is this breakdown trying to tell you? What needs have you been ignoring? What truth have you been suppressing? Journal, reflect, listen deeply. 6. Create a safe space. This could be a physical space, your room, nature, a quiet corner. Or an emotional space, boundaries with others, time alone, limiting exposure to stressor. 7. Rest and rebuild. Eventually, you'll feel the pull to rebuild. Don't rush it. Begin slowly. Integrate what you've learned. Let the new version of you emerge naturally. The spiritual side of a breakdown. For many, a breakdown is a spiritual awakening in disguise. When everything we believed about ourselves or the world no longer makes sense, we are invited into deeper questions. Who am I really? What do I value? What is life asking of me? This can lead to a beautiful, if often painful, process of spiritual growth. A deeper trust in life. A connection to something greater than ourselves. A realignment with our soul's path. In many spiritual traditions, the dark night of the soul is considered a rite of passage, not something to be feared, but honored. The gift hidden in the breakdown. It may not feel like it now, but there is a gift inside your breakdown. It's the shedding of what no longer serves you. The falling away of illusions, roles, masks, and expectations. It's the moment when your inner voice becomes louder than the noise of the world. That gift might be clarity, peace, purpose, creativity, deep empathy, renewed strength, or simply the ability to finally say, I'm not okay, and that's okay. Breakdowns are not signs of weakness. They are signs of transformation. They are the body and soul saying, it's time to come home to yourself. Conclusion. If you're going through a breakdown right now, know this, you are not alone. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are in a sacred process. A natural, human, and necessary experience. Trust the unraveling. Trust the stillness. Trust the mess. Because on the other side of this is a version of you that is wiser, softer, stronger, and more aligned than ever before. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if this message resonated with you. and share it with someone who needs to hear that it's okay to fall apart.